The President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, cancelled a previously scheduled meeting in Budapest with the Russian dictator Vladimir Putin.
It doesn't seem like we're moving toward the point where we need to be. That's why I canceled it. But we will do it in the future.
Trump admitted that he is disappointed with how slowly negotiations with Russia are progressing. He also stated that his conversations with Putin are going well, but they are not leading to any results. In addition, the American leader said that he has always felt that Putin wants to seize all of Ukraine, not just part of it.
I think that now he is ready for negotiations. We don't want him to get everything.
The American leader also commented on the issue of supplying Ukraine Tomahawk missiles.
It takes at least 6 months and sometimes even longer to learn how to use Tomahawks. The only way is for us to launch them, but we are not going to do that.
In addition, Trump commented on the Wall Street Journal's report that the US has allegedly lifted the ban on strikes deep into Russia with Western weapons.
Ukraine is not using our missiles. They are using European missiles. I don't control that. I control our missiles, and they are not striking with our missiles.
In addition, Trump stated that the US is not selling weapons to Ukraine, it sells them to NATO countries, and then they decide what to do with them. On October 22nd, for the first time during Trump's second administration, the US imposed new large-scale sanctions against Russia, specifically targeting oil giants Lukoil and Rosneft and their subsidiaries. The sanctions were explained by Moscow's unwillingness to take Trump's peacekeeping efforts seriously. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent stated,
"Now is the time to stop the killing and immediately declare a ceasefire. Given President Putin's refusal to put an end to this senseless war, the Treasury Department is imposing sanctions on Russia's two largest oil companies, which are funding the Kremlin's war machine."
According to Bessent, the US Treasury Department is prepared to take further measures if necessary to support President Donald Trump's efforts to end the war. Earlier, Bessent emphasized,
President Putin did not come to the negotiations honestly and openly as we had hoped. There were talks in Alaska. President Trump walked out of them when he realized that things were not moving forward. There were behind-the-scenes talks, but I assume the president is disappointed with the stage the negotiations are currently at.
Against the backdrop of the US sanctions, shares of Lukoil and Rosneft began to fall. Rosneft and Lukoil are the two largest Russian oil-producing companies. According to Bloomberg estimates, they account for almost half of the country's total crude oil exports. That's about 2.2 million barrels per day in the first half of 2025. Taxes from the oil and gas sector make up about a quarter of Russia's federal budget. Meanwhile, the EU is targeting the Russian Federation's cryptocurrency and gas sectors. The European Union has approved the 19th package of sanctions against Russia. The EU is introducing a complete ban on the import of liquefied gas from Russia in 2 stages. The EU is also banning all transactions with Russian cryptocurrency platforms and services. These platforms help circumvent sanctions. The restrictions have affected banks in Kazakhstan and Belarus that conduct crypto operations for the Russian Federation. Sanctions have also targeted 4 Chinese companies that helped Moscow bypass financial restrictions. Now, the EU is cutting Moscow off not only from oil and gas, but also from shadow cryptocurrency funds.